uh, single player game is sort of like a feature film where your lead actor is kind of retarded and autistic.
2024 for me was a year defined by change. My employment situation went from a roller coaster of shitty hours and razor-thin patience to having a job that basically has me set for life if I play my cards right. I deepened my relationships with all of my friends, and my overall social life has improved drastically. I lost quite a bit of weight, making my camera shots less eye cancer. And finally, 2024 was quite the turbulent year for this channel, at least in terms of content rollout. This slower schedule was destined to happen to an extent due to working a lot more now, but I will admit I likely would have put out more content this year if I really locked in. I mean, hell, my first upload this year besides a poorly aged schizo rant about Hi-Fi Rush wasn't even finished until May. At least the video length made up for it, I guess. The Klonoa retrospective was a bit of a mess in terms of production. The scripting process was smooth sailing throughout January and February, but starting in March it was kind of fumbling in the dark for a while until finally getting it into a spot I was happy with near the end of that month. That's right, all my editing for that video was basically done in the span of like 30 days. Compare that to my latest review, which was basically started and uploaded completely from scratch within 24 days. That's what grinding looks like, ladies and gentlemen. And I ended up taking the rest of December off before writing this, which is why you're not seeing it until after New Year's. The second review for the year wasn't finished until the start of August, which is entirely my fault due to a lack of motivation. It's hard to explain without sounding weird, but sometimes you just have random days where your brain just goes into overdrive and all your creative potential gets dumped at once. I finished capturing my gameplay footage for Movie back in May, and it took me over 2 goddamn months just to finish the script, record it, and edit it. In hindsight, I feel like a jackass for being so lazy during that time, and I know I've been told by several people that it's okay and that I should take my time, it's not that important, but my mindset is that if I have time and I consider this channel to be an active project, I should work on it in a productive and timely manner. However, the wait for Movies video was worth it, as it got a massive spike in traffic compared to my other uploads, and it hit 5,000 views in about a week, which is much faster growth compared to my other videos. Lots of new faces found this channel, and because of this influx of views, I ended up hitting the coveted 1,000 subscribers milestone and quickly got to work pumping out a commentary about it. It was a nice feeling and really told me that this project was worth pursuing and I'm not just pumping out content to a closed-off echo chamber. I don't like to be a clout chaser, and I don't like making content purely for the sake of getting popular, as in my opinion, that doesn't sound very fun. I was perfectly complacent with my traffic for the past few years because growth was not the reason I made content in the first place. I originally kept at it with the videos after the Klonoa crap in 2022 because I needed an outlet, if that makes sense. And seeing my work pay off with good reception and bigger reach showed me that my outlet was valid, and it makes me feel good. I celebrated, moved on with my life expecting things for the channel to go back to normal, and maybe wait another year or two before another milestone. And then Concord happened. This was one of the funniest gaming news stories in a long time, and even though I avoid covering contemporary situations unless it actually catches my interest, this was an exception and I had to make a video about it. I don't agree with everything I said back then, but I'm still fine with the video, as only a handful of aspects aged poorly. Number 1, I didn't wait 2 years for Astrobot and ended up buying a PlayStation 5. Spoiler alert, that game is phenomenal, 100% deserved that Game of the Year award. Number 2, Concord was not put back in the oven for changes, Sony just fucking killed the studio a month later, so it's 100% dead and never coming back. So why am I bringing up this random commentary video about a game nobody even fucking bought? Well, that's because it soared into becoming the most viewed video from my content cycle at the time. You would think this spike would be another cause for celebration, but my mind was honestly devastated when this happened. This was YouTube telling me that my own hard work is only worth a fraction of the traffic grifting about gaming news stories brings, and I really couldn't escape the video for weeks. Even in unrelated community posts, I still had people nagging me about fucking Concord. I made it clear in that video that gaming news is not my lane, and my thoughts on relevant events in that circle can be found elsewhere. My channel was now defined by blending into the crowd, something I promised myself not to do, and I seriously regretted making that video at the time. I actually wanted to get a shorter video out before the end of August, but script writing was once again falling behind, and my motivation to finish that video was squandered by me not keeping my mouth shut about trendy bullshit I don't even care about anymore. Okay, that's kind of a lie, shitting on Concord is hilarious, but at the time I just wanted to forget about it. It got so bad that I ended up canceling a commentary video I had planned about the state of the Mortal Kombat franchise at the time, because I just didn't fucking care enough to finish the script. It was a shit feeling too, because I was a longtime fan of that series and the toasty part of my username came from Dan Forden's cameos in various games. Perhaps another time, but not now. Fast forward to mid-September, my knack for creation was at rock fucking bottom, and that short video I mentioned earlier was 100% recorded at the time, but I was not in the mood to begin editing. Following a really shitty week for a lot of reasons, I finally snapped and said, Yo, thumbnail artist, you do video editing, right? So the emulsion inhaler edited what would later become this video. A stupid rando topic only I really gave enough of a shit about to make a video on. And I don't know what it was, the thumbnail, the title, the topic, the video length, whatever, but it fucking blew up somehow. Hundreds of thousands of views. People I followed online caught the video, which was cool to see, and my subscriber count tripled within a month of reaching 1,000. That video's success honestly had me nervous for a while with having so many eyes on me, but it was reassuring that I didn't have to just ride on popular topics in order for my work to be worth a damn. Then I eventually got to work on a retrospective me and fellow YouTuber Dino wanted to do for a long time, the Bayonetta trilogy, a 3-parter with one video for each game. I wanted part 1 out by the end of October, but it didn't get finished and uploaded until December 1st. That's right, a 4-month gap between reviews, something I'm seriously not proud of. And I wanted to make up for it as there was still time to set things right. It was Christmas, the season of giving, so I thought I'd give back to the viewers who waited patiently for just another review after 4 months. Thus, the Oogie's Revenge video was made. I had plans to do this for a long time, and I was going to go through with it if things went according to plan, but since they didn't, and Bayo didn't get out until December 1st, I was honestly contemplating scrapping this video and waiting until the holidays of next year to make it, because I was worried I wouldn't get the video done in time. But I persisted, and it was honestly one of the videos I had the most fun making in a while. There were a few delays and setbacks, which added onto the stress of getting it done in time, but locking in pays off. I'm glad I got at least 4 flagship videos out this year, because 3 would have been pathetic, even if one of them is longer than Spider-Man 3. But I am happy with my content rollout this year, regardless of the prolonged absences throughout, even if the algorithm was not happy with my tardiness and didn't want to push my videos as much as they used to. My 15 minutes of fame is over. I'm just glad things are back to normal if I'm being frank with you guys.
Okay, can I be frank?
I will always appreciate anyone who tunes in, and I was certainly happy with the robots video going viral, but realistically, consistently high view counts were never going to happen with my traditional content. The vast majority of YouTube viewers these days want either long-form content or short-form content, and my videos don't particularly fall on either side of that fence. The market for lengthy but not feature-length videos is shrinking in favor of videos that desperately try to get in your face with dramatic and sensationalist titles, ADD editing, and the creator writing their scripts in a way that tries hard to hide any ounce of honesty, opinions, or personality away from the viewer. YouTube's meta in the current day actively suppresses creativity and free expression in favor of catering to and milking the status quo, because the algorithm favors short videos on trending topics with no nuance to them, and viewers tune in to hear what they want to hear, not to hear creators give their honest thoughts. It's why you see completely normal creators with a few hot takes get dogpiled on and labeled public enemy #1 for saying Arkham Knight wasn't good or TF2's workshop sucks ass these days. We're currently knee-deep in the waters of an attention span and literacy crisis when it comes to online content, and honest creators who want to speak their mind and make content they want to make are tossed to the wayside 90% of the time, with the other 10% of the time resulting in them getting ass blasted for committing the cardinal sin of wrong think. If making my preferred content style results in videos getting 300 views, so be it. I prefer quality over numbers. I'm going to keep at it with what I want to make, and I don't give a sliver of a fuck what some algorithm from a corrupt tech giant thinks about it. I respect my viewers regardless of how many there are or how long they've been here. For those who found this channel from the popular videos from 2024, I appreciate you for your support, and the same goes to those who've been here for years as well. Here's to what is hopefully a more productive 2025 for this channel. As for what to expect in terms of content, I want to reassure you that the first priority is the remainder of the Bayonetta retrospective. Bayonetta 2 and 3 will be the first reviews of the year from this channel, with hopefully not too many bumps in the road in terms of production. I've got plenty of ideas for the remainder of the year as well, including revisiting an old friend from 2022, but that's neither here or there. This year really taught me that I really shouldn't worry too much about numbers, and I'm better off just putting out content I'm personally satisfied with. I also experimented with different thumbnail artists during 2024 as well. Crimmy knocked it out of the park with the SpongeBob movie thumbnail, and her work shown on her social media involving anything with the Yellow Bastard plus Ninja Turtles, and whatever other crap she draws is always a treat to look at. The second artist I got on board was Random Harry, who did a stellar job with the Oogie's Revenge thumbnail. He's a natural when it comes to darker, more gothic works, and we just had to make it a Doom reference. I mean, how could I not? He's also got quite the portfolio in indie animation, having done work on Helluva Boss and Monkey Wrench. I'm very happy with what both of them have provided, and as for Painey, he's not going anywhere. I just like to experiment with different artists whose style I might prefer for a thumbnail depending on what I cover. That's all I can say on this. 2025 has some big plans ahead, so stick around if you can. I'll see you guys soon when me and Dino return to cover Bayonetta 2.
Now, tell me, who would you rather do? Your mom or your dad?
Can I have both?
No.